All right, and DD India correspondent Sarah Coates is joining us from Tel Aviv to give us more information. Hello, Sarah. What's the latest you can tell us about the evacuation order?
Hello there, Sid. Thousands of people once again on the move. They're being told to go to these so-called humanitarian areas in the Gaza Strip like Al-Mawasi. Now, the Israeli military, it began dropping flyers over the northern part of Han Yunis in the very early hours of this morning, saying that it has precise intelligence that Hamas is once again operating there. Now, just a few hours ago, the IDF put out a statement saying that it did hit what it is calling a facility that terrorists were operating from, saying that this is the site that a barrage of rockets were fired from yesterday into Israeli territory. So certainly it is a shocking situation for the civilians on the ground. They've been forced to move countless times, and they say that this so-called humanitarian area is shrinking, and the places that they're being told to go simply do not have enough in terms of water, food and medical supplies for the sheer amount of people that are being told to shelter there. Now, there is a lot of international condemnation, especially in the wake of Saturday's strike on a school in Gaza City. We've heard from Vice President Kamala Harris. She said that too many civilians have been killed, while the EU's foreign policy chief, Josep Borrell, he posted on X that he is horrified, saying there is no justification for these massacres, adding, "We're dismayed by the terrible overall death toll." So certainly a dire situation for those people on the ground who are once again being forced to move.
Sarah, now, what we expect from the coming ceasefire talks, if you can just give us some update on that.
Well, certainly we can expect a lot of pressure to be put on the Israelis to come to a deal with Hamas. We do understand, according to numerous reports here in Israel, that these key negotiators, the Qataris and also the Egyptians, they've relayed through to Israeli officials that the head of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, is actually ready to make a deal. It remains unclear, Sid, as to what Benjamin Netanyahu's position is here, really. So much pressure from these mediators. We do need to remember that they issued a statement alongside the United States this weekend saying that these two warring parties need to close these gaps and come to a deal. So certainly a lot of pressure. We've been hearing from the US President Joe Biden. He actually just spoke to a TV network in the United States. He said a deal is still possible, adding, "I'm working every day to see it doesn't escalate into a wider regional war." And this is really the worry here, that if a deal isn't agreed to this coming week between Israel and Hamas, then a regional war potentially involving Iran and, of course, also Hezbollah is very, very close. So certainly a lot of pressure here on the Israelis, also Hamas. But once again, remains to be seen whether Benjamin Netanyahu will actually agree to this. And he is under a lot of pressure from the far right-wing elements of his coalition, specifically the National Security Minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, who is calling this a serious mistake, Sid.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much for your analysis.